In this videos, I will share you guys about my experience. How can we read the research paper in effective way? It is the top solution for read any research papers in any aspect of your interest. But actually, any students who study in any university in the world should know how to read the research paper in effective way. If you cannot read the research paper, you cannot learn new things regarding your study. Why I tell that a lot of fundamental presented in the textbook in some words is outdated. You must update the new knowledge from other researchers or the scholar who develop new techniques based on the background you earned from the textbook. So to read the research paper effectively, you must follow three steps. The first step, just look overall of this research paper to specify to read many sections in this paper. You carefully read the title, the abstract, and some section in introduction, and you move to the main methods presented in that paper and some result together with the conclusion. Especially, you can find the new findings they declare in the section of conclusion. After the first step, you familiar with the kind of research, the interested topics in this research, and you also have just a little bit about the new finding. And the second step, you must read very carefully on figures, on some data in tables, in some equations, or some proof of main equation in that paper. You must read very carefully equations by equation, and you just read some equations based on your experience about that research field. If you cannot understand most of equations, most of figures, most of table in that paper, that means you cannot understand that paper. How you can overcome this difficulty? You should move to other paper. Don't waste your time in that paper. And in second step, you should push your efforts just 2 hours or even 3 hours. That's it. And when you analyze the data, the result in second step, you just based on your experience about previous papers, previous your studies. If it's totally different, why you push their your eyes on this paper? You should move to the better papers, and then after that, if this paper is very interesting topics, you can come back to read again and again later. But in this step, you just pay your attention in 2 hours on average and move to the third step. You should read very deeply about the technical problem in that paper, and you can reproduce some figures in the original papers. You must read very carefully. You must check the exactness of this equation, the figures, the data presented in the tables. You should compare with your previous papers, previous study, and find the missing assumption, the future research directions declared in that paper. You can compare this paper with some relevance or the papers and find the open problem missing in this paper. And when you get the idea, you can fill the gap. That means you really good experience in these papers. And that's the moment you should spend a lot of time, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, or 2 months to reproduce the same result with these papers to check to validate the correctness of these papers results. And then we try to make some new result from the open problem we investigate from this paper. And that's a key steps when you want to read the research paper in effective way. And you can replicate this step for any papers. And every day you must update the recent research in your field from the good journals. Just focus on the good journals, the top journal in your expertise. I mentioned the top 10% of good journals in your field. If you read the top journals, it make you save your time because the quality of these papers are checked by good reviewers who can confirm the correctness, the timeline of this research, and you can trust them and you can follow this research topics for your own research. If you fail this step, or you can fail any step in 3 steps I mentioned, you cannot finish your task in reading all the research papers. And if you can read research paper every day, it makes you more ideas when you want to investigate the open problems in your research topics. And then you can publish your own papers in short term. Thank you for your watching on this video. If you want to discuss more things, I welcome any comments and you should share with other students. Thank you so much.